In the game of football,
let's go, boys.
There can be one winner, one loser.
Oh, get it.
The boys of Nashville Christian know that full well after their failed playoff bid last year.
Let's keep them out, Blue. Let's go. Let me hear how loud you're going to cheer.
But while they thought things would be different this season,
this is an exciting football season.
They would be dealt their biggest loss of the year just weeks before taking the field.
July 30th.
Bryce Collier still remembers the day he lost his best friend.
Missing a teammate, a brother, so certainly.
Less than a mile away from home, Mickey Martin fell asleep behind the wheel and never woke up.
He was at practice that morning.
Mickey was on his way home from football practice when the accident happened.
When you hear accident, you think, how badly are they hurt?
There isn't a single playbook that could have helped Coach Jeff Brothers recover from a loss like this.
If a coach is a father figure, then I've lost a son figure. You know, if teammates are brothers, then that's what we lost. And it's tough. Sorry.
The 17-year-old was days away from starting his junior year. His team, days away from starting their season, was now without their star wide receiver.
It's still tough. Every day I think about it.
How could they go on? With every trip to the locker room, every walk to the field, they saw Mickey.
We had to get our minds right and play to the best of our ability, like he would want us to.
Hey, guys. How are you?
It turned out, though,
Call it a labor of love.
That's the football family extended far beyond the walls of their locker room.
We have brand new T-shirts. They run a little big.
With T-shirts for the fans
because it kind of looks like angel's wings.
And patches for the players sporting Mickey's initials and number. This team took to their home field for the first time.
Let's call them, boys!
But this team wasn't dedicating a game to Mickey Martin.
And you can tell he's made a big impact on all of us.
They were dedicating an entire season to him.
Whether we win or lose doesn't define, I guess how he would view us. Because he would always go out and play his heart out. And so if we just do that, then I guess that's a win in my book.
Second down 5 for the
With Mickey's number on his back and his memory in his heart, Bryce and his teammates kept going.
Band of brothers, that's a good way to put it.
Your final score tonight.
They were chasing something, a state title.
That's what we do, baby.
And we hope we go all the way this year.
How are we, girls?
It was now win or go home.
We're winning tonight.
This could be your last time ever stepping on the field like this.
Woo!
And at every game
Come on, defense!
was Mickey's mom.
I just feel like he's here supporting the guys and helping.
Get it done, let's go.
Through ups and first downs,
Come on, guys, get it in there.
Maggie Martin hadn't missed a game all season.
7 all day.
This is where he would want me to be, This is where I want to be.
And while she sat there surrounded by an entire school, she couldn't help but think she was the only one who had lost a son.
Sometimes you do feel like you're the only one sitting there.
Maggie had watched Mickey play football since he was 5. Her boy, named after a pro baseball player,
Mickey Mantle.
was destined, she thought, to play pro football. The day he died, she'd made it to the hospital, and that's where her heart broke.
Probably the worst pain, physical pain, I've ever felt in my chest. It hurt so bad, super painful.
Like the rest of the team, she was lost, only finding her way by coming back here each Friday night.
Good job. Yeah, being here is special.
This team that knew what it was like to lose was on a mission to make school history.
We as a team want it, but I can feel the whole community wants it.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Blue Cross Bowl Class 1A Championship.
If any of them were nervous,
Let's go!
They didn't show it. Even Bryce, still wearing Mickey's number.
Hoping for a ring.
They'd worked too hard.
Let's go!
Come too far. Lost so much.
Are the keepers.
And in the biggest game of their lives, they became unstoppable.
They brought it home for him, Miss Maggie.
As the seconds ticked away, the school's first state championship title became theirs.
I think your son had so much to do with it.
Then, with her son's number on her sleeve,
We're state champs, sister.
Maggie Martin rushed the field.
Oh, I'm just so glad they've made it this far. I am.
She knows she won't have many more moments like this,
We did it! Number one!
so she held on to this one as tight as she could. What they both would give for Mickey to be here.
I mean, he would be ecstatic. This is what he played for. You know, he said all summer long before football ever even started, this was our year.
This team knows what it's like to lose, which is why winning never felt so good.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Sad, but beautiful.
Twinkle, twinkle, lucky star.
Every day, a star is born in Music City.
From where you are.
Most find their beat on Broadway,
Twinkle, twinkle, lucky star.
What you are.
while others come to life
There is music happening all over the city.
in less conspicuous spaces.
I am going to loop this song several times.
Ellen Ham may not have a lavish recording studio,
I'm using GarageBand right now to edit it.
but the tracks she is laying down here are saving lives.
I'm here.
Doctors were able to predict that Matthew Parker would be born with Down syndrome.
You're okay.
What no one could see coming, though,
April 9th,
was this.
and he weighed 2.6 pounds.
10 weeks premature and with a hole in his heart, Kit and Gordon Parker's hearts stopped.
Very scary.
It's really scary.
We worried about his size, having Down syndrome.
Unable to breathe or eat on his own, doctors made the call to transport the 2-week-old from Chattanooga to Vanderbilt.
The doctors are using, it's grave, and, you really think, it's really, he may not make it.
Matthew's muscles in his mouth are so weak he can't breastfeed.
As a mom, that's hard. It's so counterintuitive not to be able to breastfeed. And
But that's where the beat of Music City comes in.
Hi, buddy. Hey, Matthew.
As a music therapist, Ellen Ham spends 15 minutes a day with Matthew.
Here you go, buddy.
don't say a word.
So now I'm going to make it harder for him to get the music.
Her instrument of
The
choice
speakers are right here on the side of this.
isn't an instrument at all.
Kingbird, don't sing.
We call it PAL for short, P-A-L, but it's the Pacifier Activated Lullaby.
Each time Matthew sucks on this pacifier, he hears a voice, a lullaby recorded specially for him by his mom.
He did not want to take this pacifier the first time I worked with him.
The itsy bitsy spider.
If Matthew creates enough pressure on the pacifier, he gets to hear his mother's voice.
Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
They have not developed yet in the womb the ability to suck, swallow, and breathe.
All the rain.
Oh, good job.
You just take for granted that they will drink from a bottle or breastfeed, and there's no extra work to it.
Went up the spout again.
As for whether this is working,
Oh my gosh.
when he first arrived, Matthew had no idea how to use a bottle.
It's absolutely working.
It's all about little milestones here, and this has been one of our big little milestones along the way.
Every day, musicians come to life in Music City, but one could say music is giving Matthew life.
Yeah. This kid's a fighter. He's a fighter.
Chris Conti,
Twinkle, twinkle, lucky star.
News Channel 5 HD.
I think people are really proud of East Nashville.
It's a community known for its character and creativity.
I'm out.
There's an independence and camaraderie, if you will, that
has just made it special.
But 100 years ago, East Nashville's strength was tested by one of the biggest disasters in the city's history.
You think of the tornadoes and you think of the floods, certainly, and this is definitely one that should be on that list.
At Metro Archives, the story of the Great Nashville Fire comes to life.
This is right after the fire. You see a giant pile of rubble there.
Archivist Drew Mahan says around March 22, 1916, a small fire broke out along First Street.
So we had two things happening, very dry weather and very high winds, 50, 60 miles an hour.
The path of destruction grew to more than 35 blocks. One person was killed, thousands were homeless.
It was the first time in Nashville Fire Department history that every single station was called for a fire, so that's how big it was.
Flames wiped out the Warner School, the firehouse on Woodland, and damaged or destroyed several churches. At the Edgefield Baptist Church, the fire still resonates with members.
So let's pray.
It's part of our history, and it's a part of our community's history.
While in the fire's path, the church survived due to the quick thinking of church member and Nashville Fire Captain E.T. Holman, who in the middle of the chaos organized bucket brigades.
It's just a fascinating thing to read about how it was done with people just, let's just save the church. Buckets of water, just keep them coming.
The approach also helped save the Tulip Street Methodist Church and St. Anne's Episcopal Church.
You look around at the pictures and it's ruins. It looks like World War II, but the churches are standing strong.
After the fire, the Edgefield neighborhood started to change. Many moved away, while some stayed and started over.
If you look all around it, every house here was burned.
Mark Manner's home on Russell Street escaped the fire with only damage to the roof.
This house was next to the church, and supposedly a bucket brigade saved the church, and that probably kept this house from getting burned to the ground.
This is one of the first big things East Nashville had to recover from, and they did a very nice job.
The fire also sparked other new additions to the neighborhood. East Park emerged from the ruins of burned homes, and a new fire hall was added on Holly Street.
Hit your corner.
With time, the area rekindled with new life, thanks to the community's resiliency.
Certainly changed the community and brought some people together as well.
As East Nashville takes on the challenges of the future, the lessons of the past aren't far behind.